Today is butchering day on our homestead. We're gonna butcher and process these Cornish crosses, 30 of them, and we're gonna put them in our freezer today. We set everything up last night, but we're still getting things ready this morning. You got your chicken apron on?
Yeah. It's waterproof.
Good morning, Penelope.
Good morning.
You washing your bike?
Mm-hmm.
All right, looks good. The mornings of processing are always a little bit hectic, just because you're trying to rush around and trying to get it all done. And it's supposed to rain today. I would love to get it done before the rain, but it's actually a really nice morning. All right, water's filled. This needs to heat up to 150. Plucker's good. I'll show you guys how that works later. Filling up the ice chest with ice and water. I need to move these Cornish crosses more closer to us. It just makes everything more efficient. A lot of things need to happen on chicken processing day. We still have these Freedom Rangers that I need to move and feed.
Look at this pumpkin! Sugar pie pumpkin.
Whoa.
So.
And this was a volunteer plant. A little bit of dish soap in the water. That loosens up their feathers. How's your bike coming along?
Good. I'm just washing my bike. Going to take my bike to the car wash.
Yeah, it's 150. So before we butcher chickens, as a family, we like to give thanks. We like to give thanks to God, giving us this opportunity to raise these chickens in a good, healthy way and to provide for our family. This is basically a turkey fryer, but we have a pot of hot water, which is 150 degrees. I have a heat glove. This is important too. You don't want to get burned. And you want to submerge the bird and give him a few dunks. Usually it's about a minute you want to keep them in here. And now you may have to keep on adjusting the water and want to keep it at 150. And depending on what kind of breed of bird you have, you might even have to raise that a little bit, because some birds, their feathers are really thick and really hard to get off. But these Cornish crosses, the feathers are actually pretty easy to come off. You want to check them by pulling off a feather, and that seems fairly easy. Or check their thigh here and start pulling it out, and it seems pretty easy. Also, a way to check is their feet. They're starting to peel off like that. I think that's pretty good. All right, I'm gonna show you how this plucker works. So it has these little rubber fingers, actually a bunch of rubber fingers, and it just takes off all the feathers now. There's no blood, so don't worry about it. And then you wanna make sure there's lots of water. Turn it on. Turn it off. You might get a few pin feathers here and there. Boom. Like that was less than a minute. Amazing machine right there. It's called the Easy Plucker. And I do rent that out. I've actually rented it out 3 times this year so far. So this might be like our 6th time butchering chickens. And so no matter how long you've been doing it, when you first start for the day, it takes a little while to like get in the groove. You know, you got to work out the kinks, you know, make sure everyone has a job to do, because that's the key. You want to keep a good flow going of chickens, right?
Yeah. We have this vinegar bath set up with just like maybe half a cup of vinegar and the rest filled with cold water. And we're gonna dip him in there. We're gonna leave him in there for about half a minute, maybe 20 seconds. not very long. And that's just gonna tenderize the bird and relax the muscles a little bit and kind of just clean him. Vinegar is really good for that, like cleaning up a chicken. Now the next thing we're gonna do is move him over to this one, which is just ice and water. And we call this one the pink bath. You probably wanna leave this bird in here for no less than about 10 minutes. It's just gonna drain the rest of the blood. If there's any blood in there, you'll see, because that's why we call it the pink bath. And it's just gonna rest in there and get cold. In here we've just got ice and water, and this one should not turn pink with any blood or any grass. So this will be like the final resting place before you shrink wrap the birds.
Arthur,
Yeah.
thanks for helping out, man.
Yeah, happy to. Super happy to.
When's the last time you guys did this?
Last summer.
Oh, okay. You guys do it at least once a year?
We did it.
Oh, okay.
We were at the roads last time we did it.
We haven't raised our own chickens in probably 5 years. It's been a long time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We've been helping the roads every summer,
Okay.
even when we didn't have chickens, because we
Yeah.
would just trade with them.
Oh, I see.
So actually I've been getting a lot of chicken every year from them by helping them. And it just, why not, you know?
Right.
Why raise my own whenever I can
That's
get it
true.
for free?
That's true.
Yeah.
Not everyone has that resource.
Yeah, that's true.
We're gonna keep, I think there's like 3 kind of small Cornish crosses that we're gonna keep a few extra weeks. I'm gonna put these guys with the Freedom Rangers. I guess that's the benefit of having the slower birds right now for us, is we could move a few with them and then maybe butcher these all together with them.
The next thing we're gonna do, everything is out basically.
Last one. That was the last chicken?
That was it.
Okay.
I'm excited.
We have a bag of feet.
And a bag of necks.
Here's the ice chest full of chickens.
Okay, I hope everything fits.
So that took about 3 hours. What do you think, Art?
I think it went great. It was relaxed. I mean, we weren't pushing, like, I didn't feel like we were pushing really hard. It was just like,
Yeah.
kept working.
Yeah, it was just a steady flow. And I think that's what you want when you butcher chickens.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not rushed, not, don't feel stressed, right? Steady flow.
Yeah, it went good.
All right, we're bagging the whole chickens now. We need to boil this water at 180. So we're kind of waiting on that. And then we're putting these in shrink wrap bags to make them look like they came from a grocery store.
Is that lightning?
See all the kids run up to the window right there. That was a good one.
That was a good one.
It was super close.
All right, so we poke a hole and then we cover it with a sticker. So that's it.
That's it. We did it. Again. Yay.
This actually was one of the most fun butchering days I've ever been a part of.
That's good to hear.
I think that the weather was
really fun.
just right.
Yeah, it wasn't hot, too hot.
Cold.
It rained on us pretty good, but so we basically poke a hole in these, dip them in the water, and it shrink wraps them. put a sticker on the hole, and then now they're ready to put in the freezer. And what you have here is something that you would get at a grocery store, except I know how it was raised. I know what it ate because we did it in our own backyard. Ready, 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna take a few.
That's a right hard press.
That's good.
Okay, look, 1, 2, 3.
We gotta Instagram that.
Yeah, we will.
Otherwise, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
What? None of this is real?